can hear the lost crying. I can hear the truth hiding. Yeah, the shadows are calling us out. I see the fear rising. Yeah, but my hope is burning. The shadows are calling us out. We are heroes, heroes in the darkest time when there is no light. Oh, we are heroes, heroes in the darkest times, but we'll rise above. Oh, we are heroes.
Welcome back, Southeast Asia, to the 2018 Globe Conquerors Manila Group Stage. Of course, this is the final day, but before we get into all of that, we will be introducing ourselves. My name is Chisto, and with me is Arctic.
Yes, welcome. So we'll be heading into a tiebreaker right now between Kuala Lumpur Hunters and Mega Esports, as both sides have actually tied for that first spot right there. So it is of necessity that we need to break this tie because basically the first seed from Group A will be facing the second seed from Group B, and of course first seed from Group B will be facing the second seed from Group A. So that in itself really shows the importance as to why we need to kind of break this tie here. And of course, it's just going to be one game between both countries. So pretty big.
Yeah, pretty big stakes, but I think we're going to dive into the standings of Group B for this one. Of course, just to previously conclude, it will be a tie for first. Actually, Group A, my bad, will be Ascension Gaming, undefeated, of course, clear the first seeds for Group A, and the second seed making it into the semifinals as well will be Resurgence. So these are the two teams that the teams from Group B will be facing off against.
Looking at Group B right here, this is the tie that we were talking about. Mega Esports and Kuala Lumpur Hunters tying with a 4-2 score. Following them is Archangel in third place with a 3-3 score towards the end of the day. A bit of a shame because they did go 3-0 today. And of course, at fourth is Bigatron Esports from Indonesia at 1-5.
Yeah, of course, but the thing here is who gets to face Ascension. I think that's the thing on both teams in Group B's mind, because you don't want to face them off against them in the semifinal. It's a very scary prospect. So I think for this one, it's better if you try and avoid Ascension this early.
I'd have to agree with you. So at the end of the day, it just really goes to show it's not a scenario wherein, we could just take it easy. It doesn't matter who we face. Of course, just by how the teams perform during Group A, you ideally want to try to get that first seed. So it looks like we'll be heading into the drafting phase once again. It's Mega Esports versus Kuala Lumpur Hunters.
Of course, it will be Mega Esports on the blue side, so that means first pick priority. On their side, you will be removing the Talia away from Caspiel, who had a great performance on that champion earlier. What does KLH decide to remove here? A lot of picks have been trending so far. Aatrox has been 100% pick ban. There was that Vigar, who is a pretty strong pocket pick. Rise as well is one of those go-to for mid laners as a blind pick. Will be denied here by KLH. Always being removed here by Secret. He's drawn a lot of respect onto his Rise.
Meanwhile, looking at that second ban right there, Morgana gonna be taken away from Superior right there. With Morgana, I mean, not just a respect ban, but I think that whatever Mega Esports plans on taking within the second rotation, definitely expecting a lot of champs that otherwise could have been deterred from. Usually, when you pick a Morgana, the Black Shield is a mega factor, so probably expecting something with a little bit more heavier crowd control. But Nocturne will be taken away as well from the second rotation.
Okay, so Nocturne ban here by Kuala Lumpur Hunters. You don't want to give that up to the team on the blue side. They could easily first pick this. Now, one support that I don't see banned out yet is that Rakan. Majority of teams throughout the group stage have been opting just first pick Rakan on blue side, and if Kuala Lumpur Hunters do follow that trend, I'm expecting them to ban the Rakan here, to not give it up over to Mega Esports. To see what they decide to go for here. They still have a lot of time. Camille actually not wanting to give that up to either Heise or Warlock. So if Mega Esports want to go there, Rakan is still available. but the Varus as well. So blind pick AD carry here. They are comfortable sending the Varus into any matchup, of course. There are two very popular builds on the champion at the moment. Shira is hovering Akali, but Arctic, we know that's not enabled.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a tease whenever the players hover the Akali. It's like I would have loved to have seen Akali at Conquerors Manila, but of course it's not really a thing. But let's go ahead and see what Kuala Lumpur Hunters will go for. It is indeed going to be the Tom Kench.
I like the Tom Kench here from Kuala Lumpur Hunters, knowing that the Morgana is not available. Morgana and Tom Kench are the go-to picks to support the Varus in the bot lane, knowing that Varus is very immobile as a marksman. You'd want that level of protection. So with the Tom Kench being denied here by Kuala Lumpur Hunters, I'm feeling that the only options for Mega to go for is something such as a Shen or an Alistar to pair with the Varus, but Caspiel's Kindred has been left open here. They will lock it in. How does Mega decide to respond? Trundle could be a decent matchup into the Kindred.
So it looks like
some utility.
Will be the lock-in right there. So Braum as well, no hesitation whatsoever. This heavily explains why there was a Morgana takeaway from Mega Esports. Look at all of that potential set from Varus and Braum. That's a pretty nifty bot lane. And imagine just how all the more powerful that is once he hits the level 6 mark, when you have a great layering of crowd control. But still waiting for that last pick within the first rotation. Looks like it will be the Ezreal though.
Yeah, they're gonna go for the safe pick here. Ezreal and Tom Kench very safe in that bot lane. Ezreal with the Arcane Shift gonna be able to just farm with this message very safely against both the Braum and the Varus. Actually very difficult to lock down the members of KLH, especially once Superior gets a QSS on that Tom Kench. High levels of disengage on the side of KLH. What do they decide to go for in their next rotation of bat? It will be the Zoe, who's actually fell through. Zoe is one of those champions who you normally first pick on blue side, but Mega Esports decided a different route.
I think the fact that Mega Esports didn't prioritize a Zoe, and I'm with the just the first 3 picks, they clearly have a game plan gearing towards a certain composition that would otherwise not really utilize this particular champion. But then again, Kuala Lumpur Hunters have taken it away, so probably estimating that a Zoe could have complemented this, but we'll just have to see. Malzahar, respect Banhan to Arhedge. We haven't really been seeing that much Malzahar, but because Arhedge has proven to be a phenomenal Malzahar player here at Globe Conquerors Manila as a mid lane for KLH, not really as surprising.
Cassiopeia ban is interesting here. I wonder what the KLH might want to bring mid lane. Will be the Jace ban from Mega Esports. Now, Kuala Lumpur Hunters are looking for a solo laner. What are they willing to blind pick here? I feel like since they see a Cassiopeia ban, Orianna would be a decent blind pick for the mid lane. And then they can save counter pick for Shiro in the top lane.
I'm wondering if Cassiopeia would have been an option for Mega Esports. I do somewhat understand how Cassiopeia would have been a negative for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, just because that if you put a Miasma on the Kindred and the Ezreal wouldn't be able to do any shenanigans with Arcane Shift. Neither would Caspiel be able to maneuver around as a Kindred as much with a well-placed Miasma. But looks like it will be the Lulu though.
Yeah, we're going with the Lulu. We've seen a lot of utility mid laners come out here, especially from Arhedge. You see the Malzahar bad. He's played the Malzahar twice, right? And he's won it both times. And mid laners such as these, they provide more utility, more engage for your team. He's going for a bit more utility in that role. As for Mega Esports, they went for a heavy amount of team fighting with their drafts. Having both the Ornn and the Braum means that you have extreme amounts of engage already. So expect to see a lot of fighting once we do head on to Summoner's Rift.
That is a chaotic set that Mega Esports has with their composition. A Braum and an Ornn complemented with the ultimate from the Varus at the same time. That's a lot of hold. And Trundle and Aurelia have their own respective ways of contributing to that. But Kennen, actually going to be the final lock-in for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Was a hover over the Gangplank earlier, but I guess they kind of want to go for something that would be able to hold down Mega Esports amidst an initiate.
Yeah, Kennen is one of the favorites actually for Shiro. I think this is the 3rd time he's locked into Kennen in the group stage. He will be laning it against the Ornn, so we'll have priority in the top lane given he can shove in the Ornn early. He has the range advantage at that, but Kuala Lumpur Hunters didn't lock in a tank here, so no real front line for their team. Gonna try and focus more on the split push aspect with the Kennen. As for Mega Esports, a lot of ways to start fights. Even just the pillar from Trundle could prompt them engage. So somebody from Kuala Lumpur Hunters missed positions. there's a lot of things that could pile on from the side of Mega Esports.
So, with both sides locked in here, pretty explosive. I mean, on the Mega Esports side, they have a lot more options in terms of how they could set up for fights. But if you're going to look at Kuala Lumpur Hunters, that's a lot of pain across the board with what they managed to draft. Probably with the exception of the Tom Kench, of course, going to be gearing towards a little bit more protection whenever Mega Esports finds who they might want to focus on. But man, we'll just have to see. I'm really interested in seeing how both teams will go about on Summoner's Rift, but it's without a doubt that with what they've drafted, things are going to get pretty explosive, man, for this tiebreaker.
And of course, what's at stake for this tiebreaker is the seeding when it comes to the semifinals. I think both these teams would prefer to face off against Resurgence rather than Ascension.
So looks like we're not gonna let you guys wait any longer. Wherever you're supporting, it all comes down to how they perform on the Rift. See ya. Summoners of Southeast Asia, come one, come all, boys and girls of all ages. The tiebreaker is about to take place between Mega Esports and the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Only one team can come off on top as the first seed. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be MG? Is it going to be KLH? Let's see as we head on to the Rift.
Just have to find out, but yeah, of course, we did mention that there wouldn't be a pause. This is something we did not expect at all.
Yep. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pause right now. Gonna find out what the issue is there momentarily, but
yeah, it kind of feels like you're riding a roller coaster and then you stop like right at the tip before you fall down.
Yeah, ish.
Kind of a bummer, but it does happen. I've seen it throughout the day. It's not our first pause. We're very used to dealing with these guys. We'll get to the bottom of it.
Yep, we'll check out what exactly is going on at the venue. But of course, for those of you that have just tuned in, if you're wondering why is the stream actually gonna take another hour longer than usual, it's because we do have a tiebreaker to determine who will be the first and second seed. Very crucial, because as a quick recap, the first seed from Group A will be facing the second seed of Group B, while the first seed of Group B will be facing the second seed of Group A. So,
you got it right? Yeah.
Almost confused there, but it's very crucial because, of course, for those in Group B, I mean, okay, sure. If you want to be gutsy, if you want to show your bravado, you'd want to say that, oh, we'd like to face Ascension Gaming right off the bat so that there's a challenge. Come on, of course.
I'd say do the strategic and logical route.
Yeah, just do it more strategically.
Not go against Ascension, because you'd maybe, alright, put it this way. You'd want to see Ascension in another best of 5.
Exactly.
So that you watch more matches from them and you can get a better read on what they can do on Summoner's Rift. So strategically, it's better to not try and go against Ascension just during the semifinals. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, of course, Mega Esports, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all too familiar with how it feels going up against Ascension Gaming.
Yeah.
We actually got a glimpse of how their finals game went leading up to Globe Conquerors Manila, and it was pretty darn explosive for Ascension Gaming, working with Nixer. So if I were Mega Esports, I'm pretty sure that they'd want to avoid needing to kind of put their fate up against Ascension Gaming during a semifinals, just when you're this close to potentially making it to representing Southeast Asia at Worlds. But for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, that's a little bit of a different story. There's a bit of uncertainty here because both sides went 1-1 against each other, so you can't really tell who's gonna win this. Both were very convincing victories, so it's kind of hard to distinguish who can kind of come off the victor here.
Yeah, and we're gonna get back into the game actually, so yay!
That was yeah, I think that's very apt. That was actually very apt reaction.
I just wanted to get into it, because normally during pauses you can discuss what's been going on Summoner's Rift, but unfortunately we paused before a minute, so you really can't break down anything on Summoner's Rift before one.
But now that we're back on Summoner's Rift, let's go ahead and do a recap of these compositions here because, like I mentioned, from KLH, definitely quite a bit of damage across the board. But it goes to say at the same time that Mega Esports wills the damage from KLH. There's a lot of ways things could get chaotic. There's a lot of ways that they could get held down from even being able to trade off in damage, and that could be their undoing, at least for the Malaysian squad.
Yeah, you did mention the amount of damage from Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but one thing their complex is a reliable form of engage. The only hard crowd control I see on their lineup is Shiro's Kennen, who can stun multiple targets, but you need to get the Kennen in a favorable position. If you want to start fights that way, you need to find a good flank or a good teleport ward for him to go to, just so he can position himself well, as Casper just gonna smite this blue buff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I'd have to agree with you there because now that you mention it, once we hit those big team fights, there's not... If KLH really wants to force a fight, there's only one route in. Whilst Mega Esports, there's Plan A Ornn, Plan B Varus, Plan C Braum. If you really want to go Plan D, then you could use the pillar from Trundle or Aurelia's own form of crowd control.
Yeah, and if you're gonna run team comps with no reliable forms of engage, you can't afford to get behind in the early game because that's one way you can get back if you're able to force plays against the enemy team. KLH can't necessarily force plays with the draft that they have, so it's mostly gonna be split pushing and being non-interactive across the map.
Ooh, okay. So, looks like for both sides here, Scuttle Crab has been the priority once again. Not really a surprise there. But I'm wondering at what point, what lane would both Heise and Caspiel eventually focus on? I guess my question is about to get answered. Pillar will be popping up onto RH. Meanwhile, RH forced to force his flash away. But looks like Caspiel and RH are ready for retaliation, dwindling Heise to quite a bit of his health there. At the end of the day, Flash was expended from RH despite KLH trading off damage. So I'd still say that's a mega win.
Yeah, that's just a flash burn onto RH. And I like the patience as well from Secret to hold on to the second part of Flawless. No flash though on RH.
Yeah, looks like Secret gonna dash in for even more, as much damage as he can on that Lulu. Luckily for RH though, he is running the Corrupting Potion as his first item, so has a little bit more staying power in lane so long as he has enough stacks to chug up.
Yeah. Going back, I like the patience, like I mentioned, from Secret. Waiting for the pillar to land so that RH is forced to flash in that situation. Since there's no way he was able to dodge away from the second part because of the slow from the pillar. So good execution by Mega.
Nice restraint coming in here from RH, but of course that goes to say makes for a great set from Caspiel. Hits are coming in left and right. Caspiel jumps in for one more hit. Secret will survive to tell the tale though, but luckily enough they do expend a flash from him as well, so definitely a worth for worth with both mid laners down in summoners for flash.
Yeah, good gank there by Caspiel. He does fall behind a bit in terms of tempo. He's forced to flash away here. Heise not gonna chase.
That's a tad bit unfortunate right there. Caspiel needing to flash over the pillar. Shiro was about to make a response, a little bit in too late to join in on that party. We'll just have to go back to lane up against Warlock.
Yeah, but like I mentioned, since Caspiel is forced to relieve the pressure from his mid laner, he's falling behind in terms of tempo against Heise, who's forced to burst after that invade zone. Now Caspiel is falling a bit behind, but can bounce back.
I'm wondering how, looking at how laning is going across the board, it's pretty much going dead even between both sides here, with the exception of what both sides have been managing to expend in form of summoner spells. But overall, not really as much of a heavy impact that we're seeing within these first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't expect any action as well. Consider that on the side of Mega Esports, most of their engage comes from ultimates.
True.
Still level 5 on most of the champions, so not any real fighting. Once mid-game arrives though, Arctic, that's when we really get to see a lot of the action. Speaking of action, Shiro's gonna find Heise.
Looking at the classic calm before the storm right here on Summoner's Rift. But Caspiel looks like really intent here. Is he going to try to cancel out? Looks like we'll just drop Vision there. So this is a little bit of a mini game that I'd like to look at. How many minutes will it take for Mega Esports to at least try to take a check into that brush? Like if they casually walk into it just to make sure, or
You mean the control ward?
yeah.
Probably a long time. That's a bush that not many laners or junglers even check.
True. I mean, it's definitely going to be good value for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, though, in which case, in terms of trying to track down where Heisen might be within these next few minutes as this laning phase goes along. But we are at a point where our hedge is the first to hit level 6 here in this mid lane. But as you mentioned, with level 6 coming, eventual sets may follow. But unfortunately for Golden Feet, what the Jess wasn't able to communicate him already getting devoured by Superior there, though. Looks like both peeps from bot lane here just gonna have to back away after that.
Yeah, just a bunch of gold, damage gonna be traded by everyone. They're really not allowing what the Jess to retreat here. Caspiel is roaming over, but he was spotted on a ward. Golden Feet does have teleport to get back to lane. Now I wonder what Varus build he decides to go with. He is running the lethal tempo on his rune, so I'm expecting on hit. He does buy the Bilgewater Cutlass, so no lethality Varus for this game.
Not at all. Teleports have been expended by both bot laners from Mega Esports just to easily get back to lane there.
Yeah, and everything's looking pretty dead even across the board.
True.
There's a lot of similar numbers on the scoreboard.
I like how both teams are kind of playing it a little bit more safer given the circumstances of what they're fighting for here. Sure, there's a lot of reason to rejoice because they did make playoffs, but then again, it's very crucial to figure out who they'd want to go up against because could mean falling short of making top 4 or top 2.
Yeah. Safety is the name of the game. Like we did say, the players of Kuala Lumpur Hunters would be playing the laning phase quite non-interactively. It's really hard for their draft to actually force plays onto Mega, considering that there's nearly 0 forms of engage. Even ganking from Caspiel is very, very situational. You'd need to have enemy laner pushed up quite far.
Ooh, smite right there.
Good smite by Caspiel.
Yep.
He would have probably tilted if that got stolen by the piercing arrow.
Oh, that would have been so sad. But, I mean, at this point in time, I'm wondering, since everybody's already past the, well, with the exception of Caspiel, actually, he's only at level 5. Well, Heise already at level 6, so it's only a matter of time here.
No, I wonder if Heise is a reference to Tokyo Ghoul.
We have
Yeah.
a lot of those anime references.
Yeah. Even Shiro sounds so anime. Forgot my English.
We should ask tomorrow during rehearsals.
If you think about it, I feel like it would be an anime reference.
I would have personally gone for an anime reference, but I went for Arctic instead.
So you went. If you would change your handle into an anime reference, what would it be though?
Well, I really wanted to go for Yamato, but Yamato canon already something. So,
Yeah, I feel like it would be hard for you to identify as Yamato since whenever people hear Yamato canon, his voice is so distinct.
it's that really deep voice. I can't even imitate it.
It's so deep, it's almost unfair.
Yeah.
But it sounds good.
Oh yeah, definitely. Really nice to the ears. Just one of those caster frustrations, the wish I had this guy's voice. But looks like that will be a spot on to Heise though. So KLH very well aware of where this Trundle is roaming about on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, pretty much no action happening on him. It's already 10 minutes and sure just ignited Warlock because he has unsealed spellbook.
You know, just unsealed spellbook things.
It's how you express your dominance as a top laner. Like, ha, I have ignite.
Interesting thing here though, looks like Mega Esports is going to try to go for something with Heise, even with the knowledge of Kuala Lumpur Hunters of this Trundle lingering towards the bot side.
I know.
Probably estimating that Heise would have already made a rotation towards top, but then again, a little bit of wasted time here because Ozora Vecchi just going for the last hits. So
it's very easy for the Israel to actually just Q farm in the bot lane. Now, Infernal Drake is being started by Caspiel. Not gonna have any challenge, not any trouble actually, since both his mid and bot lane are pushed up. It's a free objective to KLH.
No sign of contest in which case. And that will be the take. Extra damage for KLH right there, and that's what we were taught. what I was bringing up earlier, wherein the damage is pretty darn good with what KLH has drafted here. Complement that with an Infernal Drake. Let's make it all the more painful.
You know, Mega Esports are trying to force this bot lane play, but with Tom Kench not... With Tom Kench always actually being in the area, it's very difficult for them to lock down the Ezreal.
Warlock getting a nice push in there onto Shiro. Shiro just gonna let that wave naturally push into his turret.
I wonder when the first fight's gonna be. Since we did say level 6 would be the moment for Mega Esports. They're already level 9 on some members and we haven't seen any action on the map.
Yeah,
They're
just
playing very passively.
Very chill. Very chill game, I gotta say. And it's not even the type of chill wherein other games have. The only reason that we don't see any casualties is because there have been a lot of attempts, but none of which were successful. There have been barely any attempts these past few minutes.
To be fair, the slow pace is how some of the best teams in the world play.
That's true.
If you're a fan of watching LCK, this is pretty standard to them. So, I guess Southeast Asia is playing on a high level since no first blood at 12 minutes.
Yes, definitely. You know, just really taking it easy here. Isaac trying to check out if there's any vision from the side of KLH. I mean, after a solo dragon, almost solo dragon from Caspiel, Rift Herald wouldn't be something that's far off from doing either.
So we're flashing the gold right now, and
Oh,
what can we tell about the gold? What can we tell about the scoreboard? Everything's even.
Yep.
Everyone has the same KDA.
Oh, but looks like our prayers might be okay. Just a little bit of a tease right there. But Arhedge has joined the party though, and Mega Esports is very well aware of what is happening.
You know, Arctic, this is one of those games where you grab a snack.
Yep.
You grab your popcorn and think like, oh, I wonder when the next fight is gonna be, because I think we both are raring to see a fight.
I'm wondering why Mega Esports didn't bother to at least disturb the force that was happening around Rift Herald. But Superior, okay, just
pops
gonna
up.
make his way.
He's there.
Yep. I'm back.
I was expecting something more aggressive, and then I realized he was ulting behind his own tower.
Just making sure to want to rendezvous with the Zoraveki, just so that Golden Feet and what just couldn't get too much damage on that turret.
You see, that's a next level Tom Kench play. You use your ultimate to go back bot lane. Since the enemy laner has spellbook, he gets the TP. You can use your Tom Kench ult to be a semi-global.
You know what? The funny thing is that we rarely saw that ultimate being used for that purpose particularly.
Yeah.
It's usually for the offense, the surprise flank, gonna bring more members to bring the heavier numbers. But it's not necessarily a bad way to go. I mean, you want to get back to lane as soon as possible with 2 members of Mega Esports going on the offense on your turret. You don't want to surrender first turret considering how calm this game is. I mean...
You mean?
Yeah.
It's very quiet. It's very quiet on Summoner's Rift for this game in particular.
It's the type of game where you like to get the afternoon tea, even though it's technically evening already. With some scones and some biscuits.
Biscuits?
Yeah, you know, it's like a traditional English afternoon tea.
I feel like here in the Philippines,
Yeah, that's not
it's
really
much more common to go for siestas.
Yeah. If it's summer, maybe some halo-halo. But oh, looks like Secret gonna bring some action right here. Getting impatient, but Caspiel in the vicinity as well. Arhedge tries to slow him down, but eventually just forces out the flash right there. Almost a casualty, but finally we're seeing first turret taken by Mega Esports. Rift Herald has been summoned mid lane.
There will be a response though. Since Secret burned both his summoners and got chunked out, means there's nobody to defend the tower. RH and Caspiel are just gonna pick up that freebie, and Rift Herald's still pretty healthy, so there will be a bit of chunk damage onto the mid lane tier 2.
Oh, but this is going to be interesting. Kindred and Warlock going to meet each other. Caspiel actually flashing in onto Warlock. Warlock, take note, still has flash. Looks like we'll use it to avoid any further auto attacks. Superior making the voyage. Yep, he's there once again. I'm here.
Is that how Tom Kench says I'm? Isn't his voice kind of raspy? Like,
Oh, I'm here.
yeah. We're just doing voice impressions,
Oh
guys.
man, I think we're gonna need some voice acting lessons after this. Our impressions are horrible. But
He's just kind of there.
yeah, just almost there, but not quite.
Still a first blood, 16 minutes, everything. I think this is the longest game I've casted without first blood happening.
Yep, actually, it's just 16 minutes already, Chisto.
Yeah.
This is the longest we've gone in Globe Conquerors Manila without seeing a single kill.
Maybe you can set records.
Yep. I think we should, advance notice to the production. Try to take note of whether or not this will actually be the longest number of minutes we'll have.
See, it's the build up to the hype moment because
Actually,
if this game goes around 20 minutes with nobody dying, it's gonna be so tilting.
actually. It's just pretty much heavily objective based right now, how both sides are going about it. A lot of, again, like I mentioned, there have been a number of attempts already, in all fairness, to try to get that first blood. But, I mean, with Summoners already being up for a lot of people, managed to escape their way. Mega Esports, though, will go for a very easy Infernal Drake, in which case.
So, no double Infernal Drake for the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Had they taken that down, they would have been in a position to get 3. But Mega Esports going to be the first to rotate there. It also feels like Kuala Lumpur Hunters gave that objective up, just willing to trade it one Infernal Drake for another.
Yep.
Just so they could get more towers across the line. Secret doesn't have flash.
Oh, Caspiel gonna join the fray as well. Secret making way too much damage. Tries to go for sheer moment of stasis. Finally, first blood gonna be going to the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Thank you, our Lord Caspiel.
Yeah, just over 17 minutes on the clock. Somebody gets caught on the side of Mega Esports. Secret did not have his flash from that earlier trade against RH. He gets taken down. But seeing more members volley means that Mega can't push down this mid lane.
Oh, looks like KLH really making work here, though. Taking an outer turret towards top, gonna take one towards bottom. Finally, Chisto, we're seeing the action pick up right here. This is the calm before the storm. Earlier, the typhoon was kilometers away from the Philippines. It's finally here on Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, now there's a sizable goal lead on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but I haven't seen Ozora Vecchi or Arhedge go back to base anytime recently, so it's not really showing in effect. Of course, Arhedge did go for the Luden's Echo first item on that Lulu, so a bit more damage, a bit more punch in those glitter lances.
Okay, so let's go ahead and lay out the facts here so far. So, that first blood going to the Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but along with that, they also have the turret advantage right now. All 3 outer turrets swept away from Mega Esports. This eventually translated to what we're seeing as a 2,000 gold difference. Still sizable though.
Yeah, but even with that gold lead, Arctic, I feel like they can't force that gold lead onto Mega Esports. Earlier, we were discussing that without having any reliable forms of engage, it's difficult for them to go for aggressive plays, and every time they're not making a proactive move, they're putting themselves at risk of Mega Esports starting a fight with either Chain of Corruption, Call of the Forge God, Glacial Fissure. It's a lot of threats that KLH has to watch out for. We're looking at the gold. It's mostly focused onto Shiro in the top lane and Caspiel in the jungle.
Come to think of it, I'm not sure if I recall correctly. I'm yet to hear the sound of Ord calling the Forge God in this
No,
game.
the Orn Horn hasn't been sounded in this game.
Almost near 20 minutes. Something you don't normally see. You normally you'd expect somebody going for a set with the type of composition that Mega Esports has. But then again, like you mentioned, very, very calculated game that we're seeing here from both sides. It doesn't always necessarily have to be these high-octane, high-action games.
Yeah, but then again, that's exciting kind of games where
True.
you're just constantly fighting.
Everybody loves the action.
I personally like a good clown. Personally enjoy clown fiestas.
I personally do too, just because it's all the more hype. But these are the type of games that are much more educational to our summoners. Unless you're just really in it for the action, then probably something that you're not going to appreciate it. But I think for somebody that, kind of wants to get the 360-degree way on how you could win games, this is something that could help.
I guess it's one of those cases where it's 2 sides to 1 coin.
Yep.
Yeah, everyone has their preference.
Yeah, everybody likes the action, though. A lot more sides wanting the action than the passive game that we're looking here at here.
Oh, this is exciting. Who said this was so quiet?
Oh, you know, I could imagine the
Imagine watching high-level rotations.
exactly.
This is the best type of League of Legends where none of the champions interact with each other. Of course, for those of you who don't understand, I'm being sarcastic. Just like, yeah. I could be bad at sarcasm, so I needed to
Yeah, I need to
clear
brush
the
up.
air.
Oh, but looks like okay. This is what I'm kind of looking at here.
You got excited over a Trundle pillar.
No, I was about to mention that Mega Esports was finally kind of grouped up there. But unfortunately, since they did scatter, so I was expecting that, are we going to see a set? But no, not quite. Again, they're playing calculated.
This is the most exciting Trundle pillar in the history of League of Legends.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that I could build up from there, but nah.
Nah, Mega's not gonna let you. They're actually troll. They have Trundle.
Yeah. The Troll King.
Yeah.
And that's his title. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and check out where everybody's at in terms of itemization. So, looking at this Ornn, prioritize the Abyssal Mass leading up to even more armor, really wanting to build out on the beef here to withstand the damage that Kuala Lumpur Hunters is eventually going to manage to dish out with the composition that they have.
You know, I wonder how much gold everyone is sitting on because I'm looking at the 80 carries right now. Golden Feet has more CS compared to Azora Vecchi, but Azora Vecchi has 2 full completed items, whereas Golden Feet only has Blade of the Ruined King and Zeal item components. So I'm expecting a buy from Golden Feet, probably something like a Hurricane. Rapid Fire Cannon actually.
Oh,
just recalled.
5 members from Kuala Lumpur Hunters go straight in onto What the Jest, but What the Jest not needing to expend the flash actually, just casually walks his way out of there, gonna let his shield do all the work.
Yeah, just 2 ultimates burned, and no, actually 1 ultimate and the pillar. Still has his flash for those flashy engages. Now, Infernal Drake is spawning in the next few seconds, and second Infernal Drake is really when you feel the spike because you already have your items completed. The percentage will be higher. Secret does have his summoners available, but he's a bit caught here.
Yep, that's going to be a stun onto Caspiel. All of the Forge got to cancel out any further pursuit from Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Teleport coming in from Shiro. Isaac going to get slowed down by Superior, but going to back away for now.
Yeah, once again, nobody dies after all that damage coming down. Secret just going to be forced to burn the flash. But with a mid laner without teleport, that will open up the Infernal Drake for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. They get the maximum from that play.
Ooh.
Now they're gonna feel the damage, and I feel like this is the moment when KLH want to start fighting. But then again, it's a massive issue. Consider that they don't exactly have the best engage.
This is going to be tricky. Look at all the members of Mega Esports looking very healthy in terms of health. Azora Vecchi might have to be careful here. A little bit on the lower end of spectrum of health in comparison to the rest of the pack here. But looks like KLH not going to be pressing the issue in the mid lane. We'll just back away for now.
You know, the thing that Kuala Lumpur Hunters have to do here, I did mention that they have a severe lack of engage on their team. They could use the Baron as bait to force Mega Esports to fighting them, because that's one thing high-level teams do when they don't necessarily have the best ways to start fights. They use the Baron as bait. They just start it but don't necessarily have to finish it. They also have decent Barons in here, so there's always that threat that Mega Esports have to watch out for. Kindred could easily destroy this objective.
Interesting enough. Caspiel's passive procking up on the Scuttle Crab. Of course, Secret gonna take that away just so that Caspiel can get the benefit of taking that down.
Baron Vision is in favor of Mega Esports though. Caspiel gonna hop over the wall, trade half of his health bar for a control ward.
Ah, Mega Esports though.
They know Heise is half HP, so they're gonna go. They know Caspiel, sorry, is half HP. Now they're gonna force a fight here. There's a lot of turret potential on the side of Mega. Shiro has his flash.
Very dangerous. A lot of healthy members from Mega Esports to tank damage. Of course, KLH, they're going to have to make a decision
Where's the
sometime
Horn?
soon.
Here it comes.
Cause and effect. Call of the Forge God not hitting anybody. Just going to go in the middle of the pack. A Kuala Lumpur Hunters. That's going to be Kennen going straight for the initiate. Mega Esports, they're trying to back away, avoid the set right there. But a lot of low health members from the side of Mega Esports. Looks like the members of KLH are going to get the full benefit of that heal. Everybody is on the run for their lives. And
Nobody's
the
dead.
hills. Okay, everybody survives. No casualties.
High level League of Legends sparring. Nobody dies. Just a bunch of blinking health bars.
Yep.
Man, that I was expecting somebody to die, but I'm pleasantly surprised that none of them did.
I was ready for the build-up towards saying, oh, that guy goes down, or this guy goes down. This guy gets knocked up for the kill. He chases him, but no, that's not going to be the case right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, guys, 26 minutes just on the clock. 0-1 is the kill score. Just that one mistake by Secret earlier, which led to his one death. Unfortunately, he ruined his team's synergy on the scoreboard.
I'm actually wondering how our co-caster Vulcan would have handled the situation.
I'm thinking the same thing. I feel like Vulcan wouldn't, he wouldn't. His build-up would just be killed.
Yeah.
When nobody actually dies.
Oh man, this is not the type of game that somebody that really loves to hype. Just go for it.
You know, Vulcan normally does, oh, will he die? He's gonna say that on stream, but when nobody dies, it sort of dies. We said die so much, but
yep, it sort of dies down.
It's something that doesn't happen this entire game.
Yeah, I'm loving this though. It's a nice new experience, and I think it's a interesting tiebreaker.
This is what it feels like to cast LCK.
Yeah,
it's very slow.
Not bad, not bad. I'm loving the experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
Our
man.
production director just nodded at us like, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a nod of approval or a nod of disdain. Oh, but interesting.
There's a lot of words.
More action gonna happen. Mega Esports going for Baron. We're ready for round 2. Caspiel is healthier this time around. Call of Forge Guard gonna come. Finds its target in the form of Superior. Superior actually the focus of the members of Mega Esports right now. Looks like that will be Shiro going for the hold on the rest of the team. But look at the numbers dwindling from the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. It's only Azora Vecchi and RH that survived to tell the tale. 1 for 3 in favor of Mega Esports.
Yeah, no flashes this time. Mega Esports, they sound the Orange Horn, they finally engage, they get the catch onto the Tom Kench. Nobody else to support him in that situation. Both Caspiel and Superior are down. Jungler still up for Mega Esports. Are they gonna go for the Baron here? There's still a lot of poke available on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. There is the Ezreal. Looks like gonna go for Baron. Just gonna place the ward in the pit.
Again, very chill. You know, just the internal happiness of gaining more kills in that fight, but not wanting to force things too much.
Yeah,
you're 30 minutes into the game, so let's go ahead and get a glimpse of what happened there.
So this is the replay of this fight. Now, it's pretty clear that in the intentions of Mega Esports is to just use the Baron as bait and then turn onto a member of Mega. And unfortunately, it was Superior that was picked on. Tom Kench very easily taken down. There's nobody else to help him, and Secret just dealt so much damage in the back. Even though Shiro was in the middle of the entire team of Mega Esports, the AP cannon is not exactly dealing absurd amounts of damage. Now we go back to the Baron, guys.
Round 2, ladies and gentlemen. Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Shiro gonna be needing to expend his teleport to get into the thick of things. Call of the Forge God, round 2, getting the knock up onto Caspiel. Caspiel very, very low. This is going to be dangerous for him. That's going to be the set coming in from Shiro. 1 for 1 so far. Can they go for more? Superior far away from the rest of his comrades. But looks like slowly starting to walk away towards them. That will be the slow coming from what the Jess. Knockup will go in onto the Tom Kench. Azora Vecchi, a little bit of a long walk there for the response, but that won't be, unfortunately, a version. Once again, a 1 for 2. Mega still coming up on top.
Yeah, Mega, once again, they find a fight. There's absurd amounts of engage on their draft, and you show the strength of it right there. Whenever Kuala Lumpur Hunters have to walk up to the Baron, they sound the Ornn ultimate. They call it Forge God. It's very easy for Mega to start fights now. They're going to take down the tower, try and even it up in the kill score. But Zorveki deals a lot of damage. They're actually going to be forced off here by Arhedge and Azora Vecchi. So no objectives taken by Mega Esports. Just a few kills over the side of KLH.
That's pretty painful coming in from Azora right there. But then again, it's been deceptive because since it's been such a calm game, you wouldn't even realize that we're already 30 minutes in. And we're at a time where everybody, since everything has been almost near even, is just slowly building up on items.
Yeah, this is slowly turning into those games where one team fight could lead to a Baron and an end the game for your team. Everyone's dealing absurd amounts of damage, but at the same time, nobody's exactly dying over and over. Still pretty much dead even in terms of the gold, but I feel like in terms of stats, there's a slight advantage in terms of damage on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but they're not exactly laying down the damage. You see.
I feel like this upper part of the map this time around Baron Nashor, it's kind of like the arena where everybody just really is raring to fight just because of what's at stake there, which is Baron Nashor, of course. Heisa, though, when you're in that brush, though, gonna get a spot up onto Kuala Lumpur Hunters, trying to clear off vision. Will pop the pillar.
Heisa just says hi with his trophy.
Yep.
Hopefully, Mega Esports would want to lift up the trophy of Conquerors Manila.
Actually. But, man, I'm wondering when the Knights' next attempt will break out, because let's go ahead and check out things. Take note, Shiro, as he is running Spellbook.
You know one thing that stands out to me, Arctic? Everyone has flash available. You know what that means? It means somebody might, like everybody might not die for the next fight.
Actually, I think if anybody does have a chance of catching people even with Flash, definitely going to be Mega Esports. Once again, because of that composition. Round 3 attempt at Baron Nashor. Can Mega Esports take it? It's going to turn around once again for a fight. Looks like KLH is going to allow Mega Esports to beat onto that nasty buff, but knock up onto Shiro. Shiro not going to be setting up just yet, just throwing out a few punches here. Both sides, both Mega Esports and Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Looks like Mega Esports will just back away for now. Of course, vision will be cleared up. Take no cheese though. No flashes have been expended just yet. Looks like it's KLH's time around. Look at Heise though. That's a bit of damage that he took off there. But is it going to be the tug of war? Once again, skills are being thrown out. Caspiel very gutsy to go in. Warlock taking so much damage there. Shiro tries to find a target. Not really finding anybody though. KLH gonna go for round 5 at Baron Nashor.
That was a zoning slicing maelstrom. Now Mega's gonna walk back up here. We're not over, Arctic. We are not ending this Baron dance.
Oh, Ozorveki throwing
Caspiel
out the true shot barrage. Caspiel gonna pop the ultimate. Of course, very
Nobody's
low.
dying.
Still nobody dying. Okay, round 6 for Mega Esports. Are they gonna take it?
No, please no.
Okay.
Just take the wire. Nobody's dead yet. There was one flash that was burned during that entire engage.
Is teleport a smart decision here? Ozorveki going in at it. Looks like just gonna prevent the wave from pushing any further.
That's aggressive.
Superior! Wanting to try to slow down Secret. KLH has had enough. Superior gonna go for the protect. Secret taking down Superior right there. Ozorveki trying to run for the hills. Double kill for Secret. Take note, Guardian Angel is up. Looks like this is gonna be big for Mega Esports. That's gonna be the knockout onto Caspiel. Doesn't find his target. Caspiel's running for dear life right now. It's only 2 members of KLH that are up right now. Warlock ain't giving up just yet. Wanta just tries to get the slow onto him, but I think it's safe to say that Caspiel survives to tell the tale.
My 3 more kills go over to the side of Mega Esports. What objective can they take off of it? It's not looking like the Baron. They're gonna go for more tower pushes here, and still not. It's still pretty much everyone's game, Mark.
Yep.
You know, you get that feeling that if somebody from Mega Esports steps forward for too long, both Ozorveki and Caspiel are just gonna destroy them with their damage. So, what does that team fight tell us?
Well, at least for me personally, I have to take note that, okay, I forget how many rounds of Baron Nashor starts we've had
I
already.
recall 6.
6. Okay, so
6 in that one.
3 within that one full time, right?
Yes.
So before the 4th one, was it before the 3rd or after the 4th? But the first time Warlock used Call of the Forge God, you'd think that that could have been an opening for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but the thing is, like I mentioned, even with that one ultimate down, there's still a hell lot more options that Mega Esports can work with.
You kind of lose track of cooldowns in those fights like that. Like, we can't even tell how many times Call of the Forge God has been used in a single team fight. But yeah, now Mega do have priority. I feel like the call now is, okay, let's just not go for Baron because we can actually throw. Just push up straight mid lane.
Yep. Two-shot barrage flying onto Golden Feet. Call of the Forge God once again gonna get the poop onto Superior right there. Ozorveki will be a-okay though. Looks like Mega Esports gonna content themselves with taking down just the inhibitor turret.
Yeah, free inhibitor turret right there. We did say that KLH do not have any forms to stop that. You can only poke and harass at Mega Esports. There's no real ways for them to start fights unless Shiro gets a good flash in, a good teleport. So that's a growing issue for Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Do we go back to the Baron, which is looking like a very juicy target for Caspiel's Kindred? Note that their Baron damage is extremely high. Mega will be forced to go at this. No call of the Forge God just yet. There are other ways though. There is that plan B. Here we go.
Caspiel jumping straight in onto Heise, granting him a bit of damage. But Shiro coming in from the backline, locking down the members of Mega Esports. Will the damage be enough from KLH to follow up? Though Heise very, very low. Our Hedge manages to take down the Trundle. Can they go for more? Caspiel tries to go onto Warlock, but he makes it out alive there. Are you ready for round 8 of Baron Asher, ladies and gents? Because I am definitely.
Yeah, Shiro still has his teleport so he can get back into the fight, but no more ultimate on the cannon. Here comes the Call of the Forge God.
Call of the Forge God this time around. 2 members knocked up from the side of
Caspiel.
Looks like not much of a response onto the key carry. Shiro a little bit in too late for the party. Triple kill gonna go to Golden Beat. Probably not gonna be the best idea right there for Kuala Lumpur Hunters to address the issue without Shiro. And I think this time around, Chista, we are finally gonna see Baron Nashor be taken down.
Yeah, the third time to charm. 3 members once again die on the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. It means a free Baron over to Mega Esports. They have control over Summerson for the next 2.5 minutes. And finally, people are starting to die, Arctic.
Yep. Finally, we got that one explosive fight where somebody got Baron Asher. And look at the goal difference, 5,000. But 5,000 isn't really as considerable considering where we're at this game right now. 37 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, now Elder Dragon is looking like the next thing on Mega Esports minds. Does Kuala Lumpur Hunters contest this? Because they have full idea that this is happening. The Scotland Crab did go down in their favor.
Starting to go down, but take note, Azura, Becky, and Caspiel are far away from even being able to help right now. This is going to be massive for Mega Esports. You have Baron Nashor, you have the Elder Drake. It's the best of both worlds.
Arha just struggling to take his blue buff. Like his team struggling to secure the Baron or start fights. But yeah, Baron and Elder Drake on the side of Mega means that they are at the peak of their power at the moment. Kuala Lumpur Hunters want to shave off time from both these buffs. Don't exactly want to start fights against that true damage burn.
Meanwhile, Mega Esports still playing it a little bit more safer. I think probably wanting all the lanes to shove in first, because take note, there's a little bit more of a heavier wave pushing in towards that top side. Gonna take a little bit of a while, but okay. Looks like I stand corrected. Will be a full 5-man configuration towards the mid lane. Not really needing to go for a split in the first place, considering the nature of their team composition. Sticking as a 5, definitely a good way to set up.
Yeah, this is the classic Filipino strategy of solo queue, where 5 of your teammates just go straight mid lane, barrel down. Doesn't matter what my side lanes look like. We're just gonna push straight for base now. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here for KLH. Calls the Forge God is one of them.
Forge God, 2-man knock up onto the members of KLH. Caspiel tries to do what he can. It's actually Shiro that gets held down initially by Mega Esports. Shiro goes straight in onto 4 members of Mega Esports. This is going to be the time for KLH. Look at all those health bars down from Mega Esports. Looks like KLH are ready to hold the fort right now. Meanwhile, Secret, though, he's not going to go down without a fight just yet. Tries to go for the low health targets, the squishier targets of KLH. Looks like Mega, they're not done just yet. Secret, very confident. Killing spree. 1, 2, 3. Triple kill, baby. Mega Esports with 4 members down. It's a clear deer. They're going to secure the first seed towards the end of Group B. Congratulations, MG, toppling over KLH in our final game for the day.
Yeah, Mega Esports told themselves, we're ending the game now. We're not even going to care about our side lanes. They win it after just one team fight. And it looked very back and forth for the most part. But towards the end, it was mostly Mega coming out on top against KLH in those full-on 5v5s.
I felt like all my energy that I was trying to release within the earlier minutes to mid-game finally just manifested in that late game right there. Just kind of gave it my all because like, okay, I feel like this is going to be the end. But let's go ahead and talk about what ultimately went wrong for KLH, because there was a number of moments with the tug-of-war of Baron Nashor.
Yeah, but going back all the way to pick and ban, we did mention the lack of engage on their side. It didn't allow them to force any plays. They had a bit of an advantage during the earlier part with Caspiel's lead in the jungle, but then again, not having engage, not having an ability to split push means that there's no way for them to force fights. except around the Baron area. But once they got to the Baron area, everyone's clumped up in that river. Call of the Forge could easily start an engage, but I think we're gonna go ahead and look at the standings first, guys. Will be the final standings for Group B. It will be Mega Esports with that victory, meaning they are the first seed headed into the semifinals.
Yes, so quick recap right there. Mega Esports with a 5-2. Kuala Lumpur Hunters, that's actually a 5-3 in a way. But I guess just to show the... Because regardless, Archangel and Megatron Esports would not have had a shot either way. But, just for clarity right there, of course, very clear right there. Congratulations once again. These two teams at the end of the day, though, are winners.
Yeah, in their own right.
In their own right, because they are going to be proceeding to the playoffs. We have our top 4 right now. Quick recap. Congratulations to our 4 teams to make it to the big event at the Mall of Asia Arena come August 18 and 19. We have Resurgence of Singapore, Ascension Gaming and Mega Esports of Thailand, and of course Kuala Lumpur Hunters of Malaysia to round up our list right there. Of course, we'd like to give a shout out as well to the other teams that tried their best here at Conquerors Manila, namely Minuski, Archangel, Bigatron Esports, and to Team Anything for playing their hearts out. I think it's a massive achievement as is to have made it this far playing on the Southeast Asian stage. But ladies and gents, that has been it. This is the conclusion of the group stage. The next time we see you is going to be at the Mall of Asia Arena from August 18 to 19. Tickets are still available at all SM Ticket outlets nationwide. If you're a foreign visitor that's coming to Manila for the big event, you could buy your tickets online from SM Tickets as well. Of course, on behalf of our co-casters, Vulcan and Crazy Apple, we are Arctic and Chisto. 3 more casters will be joining us at the playoffs. Who are they going to be? We're not going to spoil that just yet. You guys will have to find out for yourselves on social media. But this has been Globe Conquerors Manila. See you at the playoffs, and have a great night, everybody. We're ready for round 2. Caspiel is healthier this time around. Call the Forge Guard gonna come, finds its target in the form of Superior. Superior actually the focus of the members of Mega Esports right now. Looks like that will be Shiro going for the hold on the rest of the group. But look at the numbers dwindling from the side of Kuala Lumpur Hunters. It's only Azor Vecchi and RH. The Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Shiro gonna be needing to expend his teleport to get into the thick of things. Call of the Forge God, round 2, getting the knockup onto Caspiel. Caspiel very, very low. This is going to be dangerous for him. That's going to be the set coming in from Shiro. 1-for-1 so far. Can they go for more? Superior, far away from the rest of his comrades here. But Vecchi going in at it. Looks like just going to prevent the wave from pushing any further.
That's
Superior wanting to try to slow down Secret. KLH has had enough. Superior going to go for the protect. Secret taking down Superior right there. Lazaro Vecchi trying to run for the hills. Double kill for Secret. Take note, Guardian Angel is up. Looks like this is going to be big for Mega Esports. That's going to be the knockup onto Caspiel. Doesn't find his target. Caspiel's running for dear life right now. It's only 2 members of KLH. Caspiel jumping straight in onto Heise, granting him a bit of damage. But Shiro coming in from the backline, locking down the members of Mega Esports. Will the damage be enough from KLH to follow up? Though Heise very, very low. RH manages to take down the Trundle. Can they go for more? Caspiel call the Forge God this time around. 2 members knocked up from the side of Caspiel. Looks like not much of a response onto the key carry. Shiro a little bit in too late for the party. Triple kill gonna go down initially by Mega Esports. Shiro goes straight in onto 4 members of Mega Esports. This is gonna be the time for KLH. Look at all those health bars down from Mega Esports. Looks like KLH are ready to hold the fort right now. Meanwhile, Secret though, he's not gonna go down without a fight just yet. Tries to go for the low health target. It's the squishier targets of KLH. Looks like Mega, they're not done just yet. Secret very, very confident. 1, 2, 3, triple kill, baby. Mega Esports with 4 members down. It's a clear deal. They're going to secure the first seed towards the end of Group B. Congratulations, MG toppling over KLH in our final game for the day.
Yeah, Mega Esports